800 years before the rise of the Roman Empire, the world was divided. On one side, the settled empires of Mesopotamia and Egypt, building walls and temples. On the other, a force that the world had never seen. They were the Scythians, the first true masters of the horse. While other nations were still learning to use chariots, the Scythians had already mastered the art of riding. This was the Silicon Valley of the ancient world. They didn't just ride horses, they engineered them. They developed the composite bow, a weapon made of wood, horn, and sinew that could fire an arrow with enough force to pierce bronze armor from 200 yards away. They were a mobile superpower. Their homes were massive wagons. Their cities were the endless grasslands that stretched from the borders of China to the banks of the Danube. In the lands of modern-day Azerbaijan and the Caucasus, they found the perfect strategic stronghold. Here, they controlled the mountain passes, becoming the ultimate gatekeepers between the East and West. They were the bridge that connected the silk of the East with the gold of the West. But they were a bridge made of iron and blood. The Scythians were the architects of the invisible war. Their greatest strength was that they had nothing to lose but their lives. When the Persian king Darius invaded with the largest army the world had ever seen, he expected a glorious battle. Instead, he found ghosts. The Scythians utilized the first recorded scorched earth strategy in history. They didn't fight the Persians, they starved them. But their genius wasn't limited to war. Behind the fierce warriors was a society of incredible precision. Their goldwork is still considered a miracle of ancient metallurgy. They didn't have permanent factories, yet they created jewelry so detailed that modern microscopes are needed to see the craftsmanship. Lions, griffins, and stags, not just as art, but as symbols of their political ranks. And then there were the women. For the Scythians, war was not a gendered profession. Archaeology in the Caucasus has proven that nearly 1/3 of Scythian women were buried with weapons. These were not myths. They were highly trained biological machines of war. They rode, they shot, and they commanded. This equality gave them a 100% mobilization rate. Every single member of the tribe was a soldier. How does a superpower disappear? The Scythians didn't fall to a single enemy. They were victims of a changing world. Heavy cavalry, the Sarmatians arrived with long lances and ironclad horses, changing the rules of engagement. The Scythians didn't vanish, they evolved. They settled in the valleys of the Caucasus and the Crimean Peninsula, blending their DNA with the local populations. Today, their legacy isn't just in museums, it's in the way we ride horses, the way we wear trousers, an invention they perfected for riding, and the very borders of the nations they once ruled. When you look at the rugged mountains of Azerbaijan or the vast plains of Eurasia, you are looking at a landscape shaped by their hooves. The golden ghosts left behind more than just treasure. They left a blueprint for survival in a harsh world. They proved that power isn't about the walls you build, but the speed at which you move. They remain the most successful nomadic empire in human history, a civilization that lived by the sword and died by the wind, leaving only their gold to scream their name across the millennia.